So I am in the studio and I have been for the last couple of days cutting some demos of new material. And I thought I would take a second and do a video that gets a little bit nerdy with y'all. So I'm using a mic technique called mid-side miking that I don't really use very often, but these demos are just an acoustic guitar track and a vocal. And so to fill out the sonic space a little bit, I'm using this technique because it adds a little bit of depth in the stereo field. So what I'm doing is I'm using a pencil condenser. This is an Audix microphone that came with a drum mic kit that I have. Sounds really, really great on acoustic guitars. I'm using this as a mono signal. This mic has a cardioid polar pattern, so it is picking up everything right here directly in front of it. And this is actually where I've been sitting to record these tracks. So I've got this mic pointed more or less between the 12th fret and the sound hole on the acoustic guitar, right? But this mic up here, this large diaphragm condenser, is set to a figure 8 polar pattern. So what's happening is I have the side of this microphone pointed at the guitar, so it's rejecting the direct sound and picking up the sound on either side, so in like big circles on either side, right? So what you do is you leave the cardioid pattern panned dead center, so mono, and you duplicate this signal, flip the polarity so you don't have the same signal on either side, and pan the copies left and right. So what you get is this really, really nice, wide, really just more interesting sound out of the acoustic guitar track. And once you've got that set up that way, you can blend the two however you see fit to either make space for the vocal or maybe even compete with the vocal a little bit so that the full sound is more dense and really presents the song well. I'm going to record a little track and then maybe I'll tack on and let y'all hear what that sounds after the fact. So stay tuned. So I'm here in Pro Tools. I've got my track recorded and I've got 3 tracks, right? So I have the mono cardioid pattern. I have the figure 8 left and the figure 8 right. I have duplicated this track and they're hard panned left and right. So I have this EQ on and all I've done is flip the polarity of this, right? So I'm gonna play this back. So what I'm gonna do is bring in this mono signal so you can hear how it fills it out, right? And what I can do is I can balance this out. So say I want it to be a little bit more centered. I want this guitar part to be dead center. I can just cut back on what I have on the sides. And that will focus it more on the center. So that's just mono. And I'm gonna bring it back in. So that's mid-side miking. Hope this has been interesting.